The year is 1305. The city of London awakens beneath a heavy shroud of mist, its ancient stones echoing with the weight of history. On this morning, the air is thick with more than just fog. There is a sense of foreboding, a collective breath held in anticipation of what is to come. London is tense, its usual bustle silenced by anticipation. The markets are quiet, the laughter of children absent, as if the city itself mourns what is about to unfold. Crowds gather, faces set with anger and curiosity, men, women, and children press together, drawn by the promise of spectacle and the shadow of fear. Whispers ripple through the throng, rumors, accusations, and the chilling details of the fate awaiting the condemned. Today, a traitor will be judged. The scaffold is being prepared, its timbers stark against the pale morning light, a grim stage for the drama about to unfold. William Wallace, the defiant symbol of Scottish resistance, is to be executed. Shackled and battered, he is paraded through the streets, a living warning to all who might dream of rebellion. To the English crown, he is not a hero, but the gravest of criminals. His defiance is an insult that cannot go unanswered, a threat to the very fabric of royal authority. In this age, loyalty to the king is sacred. Betrayal is a sin against God and country. The church and the crown are united in their condemnation, declaring that treason is not just a crime but a blasphemy. Treason is seen as a disease threatening to unravel the kingdom itself. Fear spreads like wildfire, infecting every corner of society, for if one man can defy the king, who might be next? The punishment for such a crime must be public, brutal, and unforgettable, a warning to all. The execution is designed not just to end a life, but to etch terror into the hearts of the people. Wallace's story is often told as legend, but today we see it through the eyes of his enemies. To them, he is not a freedom fighter, but a dangerous rebel whose actions have sown chaos and bloodshed. For King Edward I, Wallace's rebellion is a personal affront, a challenge to divine order. The king's fury is matched only by his determination to make an example of the man who dared to defy him. The execution is not just about ending a life, it's about erasing a legacy and instilling fear. The proclamation is read aloud, every word a reminder of the consequences of treason. The crowd waits, eager to witness the king's wrath. Some are here for justice, others for vengeance, and many simply for the spectacle. A rare and terrible event that will be spoken of for generations. They are here to see what happens to those who defy the crown. The lesson is clear. No one, not even the boldest, is beyond the reach of royal power. The spectacle is designed to terrify, to make an example of Wallace. Every detail, from the ropes to the executioner's grim mask, is meant to burn itself into the memory of all who watch. This is not just justice, it is theater, a display of absolute power. The king and his court watch with cold eyes, knowing that this moment will echo through the land. The story of his punishment is a window into the brutality beneath medieval order. The instruments of death are not hidden, they are paraded, a testament to the lengths the crown will go to maintain control. Today, the world will watch a traitor die. But in the silence that follows, a question lingers. Can the execution of one man truly silence the cry for freedom, or will his death ignite a fire that cannot be quenched? To understand the horror of a traitor's fate, we must grasp the world that demanded it. Medieval society was built on oaths, peasants to lords, lords to king, all bound by sacred promises. Breaking an oath was not just a crime, it was a spiritual catastrophe. Treason threatened everyone, risking chaos and civil war. The king embodied the state and God's will. To betray him was to attack the entire realm. High treason demanded a punishment as severe as the crime. Execution became ritual, a public performance to restore order. Every detail, from humiliation to dismemberment, was symbolic. The spectacle was a warning. Loyalty is survival, defiance is destruction. The law was not just about justice, but about reinforcing the king's absolute power. The punishment was slow, painful, and unforgettable. It was a brutal lesson, seared into the memory of all who witnessed it. Our story now shifts to the heart of the Byzantine Empire, a realm renowned for its dazzling wealth, sophisticated culture, and a court where deadly intrigue lurks behind every marble column. Here, alliances are as fragile as glass, and trust is a rare and precious commodity. Among the empire's most trusted men is Andronikos Doukas, a seasoned general and cousin to the emperor himself. He is a man of both military prowess and political cunning, chosen to safeguard Byzantium's borders in its hour of need. From the east, the Seljuk Turks gather strength, threatening to sweep across the empire's lands. The fate of Byzantium and perhaps all of Christendom hangs precariously in the balance as armies muster and tensions rise. Andronikos' loyalty is expected by all, but beneath his calm exterior, ambition and resentment begin to fester. He is torn between his sworn duty and the tantalizing prospect of greater power. His powerful family, the Dukai, covets the imperial throne. They see the reigning emperor as weak, unfit to lead in such perilous times, and whisper of change in shadowed corridors. Andronikos stands at a crossroads, his mind a battlefield of conflicting loyalties. Will he honor his oath or seize the opportunity to fulfill his family's ambitions and his own? The decisive moment arrives at the Battle of Manzikert in 1071. Andronikos commands the rear guard, holding the fate of the empire in his hands as chaos erupts on the field. As the tide of battle turns against the Byzantines, Andronikos makes a fateful choice. He spreads a false rumor that the emperor has fallen, sowing panic and confusion among the troops. Acting on his own ambition, he orders a retreat, abandoning his comrades and the emperor to their fate. The disciplined ranks dissolve into chaos. The Byzantine army collapses, the emperor is captured by the enemy, and the once mighty empire is left exposed and vulnerable to its foes. The seeds of betrayal are sown not in the heat of battle, but in the secret ambitions and doubts of a trusted general, one whose choices will echo through history. Andronikos' ambition ultimately outweighs his sacred oath, and the consequences of his actions will haunt the empire for generations. His decision, made in a moment of crisis, will alter the course of history, setting in motion a chain of events that no one can stop. In the end, one man's treason will doom an empire, and the world will never be the same. Andronikos' betrayal at Manzikert is catastrophic. The Byzantine army collapses, the emperor is captured, the Dukas family seizes power in Constantinople, installing their own as puppet ruler, but the cost is immense. Civil strife prevents resistance to the Seljuks. Anatolia, the empire's heartland, falls city by city. The loss is a wound Byzantium never heals from. Historians mark Manzikert as the beginning of the empire's decline. Andronikos' treason achieves short-term gain, but at a devastating price. His name becomes synonymous with betrayal. The people suffer, the army remembers, and whispers of his crime spread. Justice in Byzantium is slow, but merciless. The memory of his act lingers, a stain on the empire. Alliances shift, and power is never secure. The traitor's reckoning is inevitable. The empire bleeds from within. Years pass, and the Dukas family's power wanes. Once at the heart of imperial politics, their influence is slowly eroded by shifting alliances and the relentless ambitions of their enemies. The city whispers of betrayal and failed promises, and the Duka's name, once spoken with reverence, now carries a shadow of suspicion. Andronikos is captured by rivals eager for retribution. His arrest is swift and merciless, orchestrated by those who have long waited for this moment. The streets buzz with rumors as he is led away in chains, his fate sealed by the very hands he once commanded. His punishment is to be a public spectacle, a warning to all. The city's leaders intend to make an example of him, ensuring that no one forgets the price of disloyalty. The preparations are elaborate, designed to draw the eyes of every citizen. He is paraded through Constantinople, jeered and humiliated. The crowds line the streets, their voices rising in a chorus of scorn. Children and elders alike watch as the once mighty general is reduced to a symbol of disgrace. Once a celebrated general, now a figure of scorn. His former allies turn their faces away, unwilling to meet his gaze. The weight of his downfall is felt not just by him, but by all who once stood at his side. The Hippodrome, heart of the city, is chosen for his execution. Its vast arena, once a place of triumph and celebration, now becomes a stage for his final humiliation. The echoes of past victories are drowned out by the anticipation of his end. Thousands gather, the air thick with anticipation. The city seems to hold its breath, every eye fixed on the spectacle about to unfold. The sense of impending doom is palpable, as if the stones themselves mourn what is to come. A herald reads his crimes: betrayal at Manzikert, the loss of Anatolia. Each accusation is met with gasps and murmurs, the crowd hungry for every sordid detail. The charges are grave, and the punishment severe. There is no trial. His guilt is assumed. The judgment is swift, the sentence predetermined. In this moment, mercy is a forgotten word. This is not about justice, but about vengeance and power. The spectacle serves to remind all who truly rules and what fate awaits those who dare to defy the throne. The emperor's authority is on display for all to see. His presence looms over the proceedings, a living symbol of the empire's might and the unyielding nature of its rule. Andronikos stands silent, awaiting his fate. He faces the crowd with a stoic resolve, knowing that his story will be told for generations, either as a warning or a tragedy. The crowd is hungry for a lesson in loyalty. Their shouts echo through the arena, demanding retribution, eager to witness the consequences of betrayal. The spectacle is about to begin. The executioner readies his tools, the tension mounting with every passing moment. All eyes are fixed on the doomed man at the center of it all. The message is clear: no one is above the law. The empire's strength is built on order, and any threat to that order will be crushed without hesitation. Betrayal will be answered with suffering. The instruments of punishment are displayed for all to see, a grim reminder of the price of treachery. The traitor's ordeal is just beginning. As Andronikos is dragged toward his fate, the city bears witness to the fall of a once great man and the unyielding grip of imperial power. The punishment begins with Andronikos' feet, the instruments of his flight. Executioners bring burning coals, binding him so he cannot escape. The crowd watches breathless as the coals are pressed to his soles. The sizzle of flesh and his screams fill the hippodrome. This is not just pain, it is a message. The feet that fled are now destroyed by fire. The torture is slow, calculated to keep him conscious. The executioners are experts in agony. For the crowd, it is a lesson. Retreat is treason, and treason is agony. The emperor's justice is real, physical, and terrifying. No rank or birth can shield a traitor. The spectacle reinforces the social order. The pain of one is the warning to all. The punishment is far from over. The torment escalates. Iron hooks are brought forward and the executioners begin to tear strips of flesh from Andronikos' body. Each pull is agony, each scream weaker than the last. Blood slicks the platform, the crowd is transfixed. This is not just punishment, it is erasure. The state unmakes the traitor, reducing him to nothing. His betrayal tore the empire, now his body is torn in retribution. The process is slow, deliberate, and symbolic. The message: the emperor's power is absolute and defiance will be met with destruction. The horror lingers in the minds of all who witness it. The execution is more than punishment, it is a performance of state power. The hippodrome, filled with thousands, becomes a stage for the emperor's authority. The gruesome spectacle is a communal ritual, binding the people in shared fear and obedience. In a world without mass media, this is the ruler's message: loyalty or terror. The law is not a shield but a sword. Even the highest noble is vulnerable. The spectacle keeps the ambitious in check. The brutalization of Andronikos is a warning to all. The emperor's reach is limitless. In this volatile world, fear is the cornerstone of control. The story of Andronikos Doukas is more than a tale of medieval horror. It forces us to question the line between justice and cruelty. The desire for retribution and the use of fear as control are not relics of the past. The principle of let the punishment fit the crime still haunts us. Public spectacles once served as catharsis, transforming complex failures into simple stories of good and evil. The capacity for cruelty lies beneath the surface of any society. True justice is measured by how we treat even the worst among us. The burning feet and torn flesh are warnings from history. When power is unchecked, cruelty becomes spectacle. We must remember these lessons lest we repeat them.